Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. The new movie coming your way is called Palm Springs, and in this age of Corona, damn, do we need it. The star and the writer of the film is Andy Samberg. Congratulations. Kind of parlaying on that, we are in such an unusual period of life. This is a nice respite. Thank you for having a movie like this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you watching it. I do want to correct you. I didn't write it, but I did produce it.
In my heart, you wrote it. Let me talk about this, even though you didn't write it. There is a nice tip of the hat to Groundhog Day. I mean,
Yeah.
a movie like that. And obviously, you're not trying to repeat it. But what is it about that formula that lends itself to such an interesting concept?
I think it's a number of things. Firstly, just there's a wish fulfillment to the idea that we could do a day as many times as it takes to get it quote unquote right. And also to live a life without consequences. That's the one that is always so appealing to me in terms of watching a time loop movie or show. You get to see it, another person sort of live out that fantasy of like, what if there were no consequences? What would I try? What would I do? Because I feel like we are so used to living our lives responsibly and in a way that, has very serious consequences if we do things the wrong way. So I think that that's very freeing and fun to sort of live in that mind space. And the other thing that's great about it, just from a story structure perspective, is it's a built-in story mechanism. You have a very set set of rules, and you get to explore that set of rules. And it's very, at this point, especially because there have been a bunch of them now, it's a clear set of rules to the audience, which makes it a lot more fun. And we tried to sort of wink at that. You're right. In this sort of telling the audience, like, we all know that these are a thing, and here's our version of that. And like, let's maybe try and like start at that point and see if we can take it a little further.
I mean, Niles, like as you mentioned, and just to follow up a little bit on that, because of this ability to relive the same day over and over again, basically tries everything. He does things totally out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, how would Andy be in a scenario like that? How accessible are you to going out of your comfort zone to try something?
In real life, or if I was stuck in a time loop?
Real life.
I think I used to be a lot more comfortable with it. Growing up, I was kind of known for it. Almost always in the name of trying to get a laugh or have fun or make things weird. But the older I get, the more responsibility I have. The less I want to, rock the boat too much. I'm a lot more willing to do things on camera for the sake of a story now than I am in my own life, to just like prove that life is a cartoon. But it's still in there somewhere.
So if we were to try and break down, I mean, obviously he drinks a lot of beers, so I don't know how your thirst habits compare with that. But is there something that you envied about him that if I didn't have the social structure, I'd do that?
Right. Well, I would certainly drink a lot more beer. I love drinking beer, and I've had to stop. I'm over 40 now. And I had a doctor say to me, about drinking beer, you wouldn't sit down at a table and eat 3 loaves of bread, would you? And I said, no. And he said, that's essentially what you're doing when you drink 3 beers. So I've been trying to cut back for health reasons. But the ability to, drink a bunch of beer, take drugs, trip out, throw myself into crazy violent situations, and then wake up with no repercussions. I'm definitely jealous of all that.
I'm going to ask you to take your wedding out of the equation.
Okay.
But has there been a wedding, as like Niles goes to in this thing, that you could go to over and over again? Has there been just a super cool wedding?
Yeah, I think I've been to a lot of great weddings of friends. I don't think any one in particular stands out. I really love a wedding personally. It's everyone together. It's the same reason I like awards shows. There's just something kind of interesting about throwing everyone, all in one room and seeing what happens.
Well, luckily you've won some awards and you got married, so you had both of your things there.
I loved both.
Andy, the film is called Palm Springs. I can't encourage you enough to watch this. It is absolutely so needed at this time. Congratulations, and this is Scott Orlin. Until next time.
Thanks, man.